Hello, duckies, and welcome back to my time at Sandrock. My name's Viola. If you like what you see, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel. So, last time we got all the ingredients together for what Katori wanted to do with the Golden Goose Gaming Center. Or at least just after I finished last time, I believe. I got them all together. So that means we need to go and talk to Katori.
Hey! Zeke asked me to come get you. Let's go to the field test area right now. I asked him for details, but he just said, you'll see.
Okay, well.
I'm so excited. I'll go on ahead. See you then?
They're surviving. We've never seen them grow so big before. It's really working.
So, what's next?
Oh, I don't even know what to think. Do we dare to hope? I'll think of something once I've calmed down.
And I'm gonna go tell my pa. He's gonna be ecstatic.
This turning around really badly. Now, the thing is, I did verify my files, so they should be... They're sparkling. So they should be showing, but I don't know why they're not. They just aren't right now. So yeah, the trees are surviving. We're making progress. I do kind of in the back of my mind have this kind of thought process of like, something's gonna go wrong, something bad's gonna happen. Don't know what, don't know why I have that thought even, but it just seems something might happen. Alright. So she's in her museum.
These are all the materials? Wow! Yeah, they sure are! Thanks a bunch! I'll get these over to Heidi on the double, and we'll start the expansion of the game center. Next up, step 2 of Katori World, the museum. The mayor really came through and gave me a grant. The museum's a heritage of the town, after all. That's what Trudy said. It means we can upgrade the museum as well. I don't know if you heard, but Heidi and Trudy are planning on opening a road directly to Portia. Who knows how many more tourists will be coming to Sandrock? 1,000? 10? I can't let an opportunity like this slip. Besides, haven't you been to the shipwreck ruins recently? I'm sure you found loads of new relics you're excited to show to the world. Well,
Not really.
imagine it. Countless tourists, all swarming to the Golden Goose Museum. The oohs, the Oz! Dang, how did I spend this many goals? Anyway, I figure we'll be needing some new exhibition stands for more relics and a new display to draw attention on an expanded rooftop. Planning ahead and all that. Can you help me out?
Sure.
Thank you. How did I get so lucky, huh? Got a partner with as much vision as me. Here's the recipe for the exhibition stand. You can make it on the work table. Heidi will take care of the new rooftop itself, but I'll need your help for the display. Can you ask Director Chi to make you a diagram? When you're all done, please install them on location.
Okay. Look at my keyboard. Okay, so let's go talk to Chi.
Katori needs a display for the museum. Is that really her way of attracting more visitors? I don't understand. But whatever. Bring me data discs, and I'll have it for you. Okay, good. This one's pretty simple, so I'll have it soon. Check your mail tomorrow.
Okay. Let's take a look at our map. Is anything else popped up? Not that I can really see. And he won't be here for another 3 days at least. Alright, well that kind of leaves me with a bit of an opening here. I'm going to be just kind of running around doing some standard stuff. Maybe I'll grab some commissions, because otherwise we're just gonna have quite a lot of blank space. I have had a topic that I've kind of been wanting to talk about, but it's kind of touchy, and I'm not quite sure where to start. Like, I know where to start. I know what to talk about with it. I know what to do with it. I don't know, I guess I've just been nervous to talk about it. Because the thing was, I was so gung-ho about talking about it when I heard that the update was supposed to be coming out on the 30th because I could pre-record it. But then it got delayed, and it was after the day that I wanted it to go up, and it's like, well, I could put it off for another year. But I don't think I really want to. Stop. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I keep beating around the bush. I need to stop doing that. Okay. So, for a while I've kind of, you know, mentioned offhand here and there that I have other health issues, other than PCOS, or no, other than diabetes. I have PCOS. It's one of my other main ones, and that's the topic of today, which is mainly a girly topic. So if any guys are out there that are uncomfortable talking about female health or women's health topics, like, go ahead and mute the tab and just watch the video. So you can see all the random stuff I'm doing, and you can still count as a watch. And your watch time still counts, please. But no, seriously, I was actually diagnosed with PCOS prior to my diabetes diagnosis. In fact, the two tend to go hand in hand. And for those who don't know, PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. It generally, speaking in general terms, it means that you develop cysts on your ovaries where they aren't supposed to be developing, and it causes pain and discomfort a lot during your periods. During that time of the month, for anyone else who wants to put it that way, or however you want to call it, but it's a period, menstruation, what have you. And I was actually diagnosed when I was 16. I was also tested for diabetes at that point in time because they knew that the two tend to go hand in hand, and they wanted to make sure that since I had one, I didn't have the other. Now, what it also can cause is just a hormonal imbalance overall. So that means that you'd be seeing things like hair on your chin, on your chest, on your belly, a lot thicker than it normally would. It's male pattern hair growth, and those sorts of things. But I'm gonna lean more away from the standards of what you would normally see, because the thing is, there's a lot of research out there about it. You guys can look that all up on your own if you're interested, if you know someone who has it. It is fairly common, but I'm going to lean more towards what I have learned over years and years and years of having it. And just little tricks and tips and such that I know really aren't out there a lot. Keep in mind, while I have studied this, because I've spent basically my whole life with this now, I am not a medical professional. I only know what I know, what I've been through. There's quite a range to this condition that maybe there's something that I have dealt with that somebody else has not dealt with. There might be something that somebody else is dealing with that I don't deal with. It's completely different per person. But the general gist is the same. It's still, the general idea of what's happening to your body. So, getting off the standard stuff, the reason that I wanted to put the video out on September 1st was because that's actually the official learning day and support day that's out there. A lot of different research groups and all do walking funds and that sort of stuff around that time frame in order to kind of boost education about it. But I need to go out this way. Yeah. Okay. But you'll find kind of the same thing over and over again in a lot of different medical locations, and so that's out there, and if you need to, you can look at it. Personally, I will say that my situation, because I also have diabetes, there's a few different things that I'm going to like mention in this that may not be completely towards your situation, because as said, the two things go hand in hand, but they aren't always together. Like they aren't always going to be, you know, if you have one, you have the other. So, first tip is for those of us who do have both. If you have PCOS and you have diabetes type 2, something that is not widely known is that if you have diabetes and you're trying to keep track of your blood sugars and you are female, if you are still having normal periods, you will have trouble with your blood sugar around the time of your period. Now, again, this is not everyone, but it's something that popped up particularly with me. When I started keeping serious track of my blood sugar after my diagnosis, I kept noticing, particularly once I got my blood sugar under control and I was having normal periods, that I was struggling during that time of the month to keep my numbers down, and I felt like I was just starving. It wasn't until after a couple of months that I started to realize that, you know, most of the people in my family who had had trouble, who had diabetes, most of the ladies in particular, were post-menopause or during menopause. And that's when their diagnosis was, or they just weren't having normal to begin with. And so they didn't really think about it, and they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to worry about it. But when you're diagnosed at a point where you're still having a period, you realize where your numbers would normally possibly be like 110, 120, they might jump up to 180, and it doesn't make sense for what you're eating. Don't panic. This can be normal. And it's mainly due to your hormones. Your hormone levels can affect your blood sugar. Keep this in mind, and make sure to still try to keep a general idea of like how many carbs you're putting into your system, because it's very easy to get out of control when you are looking at your numbers and getting more and more discouraged because you're eating normally but your numbers are high. So just keep that in mind, and if you need to, bring it up with your doctor. I'm sure they can give you just about as much information, if not more, than you would like searching it or anything like that. But you can also do the research on your own. I mean, honestly, I have. But if you're starting to get a bit frustrated with it, it's always good to bring up something with your doctor. Always. I don't know if this one's going to give me... No, this one didn't. Okay. So yeah, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2. Be completely open with your doctor. and get used to talking about what you're going through. I grew up in an age where things of this nature were very hush-hush. You didn't really talk to the men in your family about it. You didn't talk to your boyfriend about it or anything like that. It was always kind of, you, yuck, women problem, go away. And nobody was really well educated as far as boys being like, okay, I know what's going on, I know what to do about it. So, while yes, it may not be everybody's favorite topic, and you shouldn't talk about it constantly, do be open about it. Be open with your doctor, be open with your family, be open with your boyfriend if he's willing to discuss it and learn. Or your husband, or your whoever is your significant other. Another girlfriend? Sure. Be completely open. Because I can tell you, despite the fact that Captain Zanuck grew up with sisters, and one of them even previously had a diagnosis of PCOS, he has had moments with me where it's so different that, and he is actually he's been scared for my life, and it's understandable. This can be scary with what it does to a woman's body and how much you can bleed from it, because believe me, there's some days where it's just over the top and you look like you just stepped out of the movie Carrie. And other days it might not be like that. So just stay calm about it, keep your mind clear, be completely open about it, be ready to talk about it. It is okay. It is your health, and it is fine to discuss it. Or not. It's up to you who you want to discuss it with. Tip number 3. If you are of the generation that has learned to lean on energy drinks, like I am, learn to keep track of your caffeine. This is actually something that I learned recently. So, there was a study done, not too long ago. And it's mainly because energy drinks have come on the market, so recently, really, within the last, 10 years, and they need more studies done. But, either way, keep track of your caffeine consumption. And the reason to keep track of it is because there was a study done on women that regularly drank energy drinks and how it affected their cycles. I didn't even know about this, really. I hadn't learned about this until I recently had an issue with it. And then it was like, okay, let me do a search, and simple Google search pulled this up. So, caffeine, if you're having too much of it, can affect how quickly your cycle will happen. And with PCOS, you already have abnormal periods. unless you are on something to correct that. You don't want anything else that's going to mess up your system. So, for all those ladies who enjoy a good rain, or Monster, or Red Bull, or what have you, don't be worried. Don't panic. It's still okay to have them every once in a while. Just keep track of how much you're having. Because the study showed that women who, on a daily basis, daily, keep that in mind guys, daily, have more than 600 milligrams. And 600 milligrams is like one Monster, one Rain, one, you know, just some of these are examples have 600 and sometimes upwards of 600. So keep that in mind. If you have more than 600 milligrams daily, then you're gonna have a problem. It's that simple. 15. We don't want another 15 because that'll be 30, so we want 13. There we go. Basically, it will cause your system to speed up, and you can have multiple periods in a short amount of time, in like 2 periods in a month, due to caffeine intake if you're overdoing it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to stop it. Just keep track of it. Maybe choose a different energy drink that tastes just as good, but might have a little less. And also, if you're going to have a major energy drink, decide to stick to water or juice or just something that does not have a ton of caffeine packed into it for the rest of the day. So that's just 3 of my little tips about the mix of PCOS and diabetes and general PCOS stuff that not a lot of people know about. If you guys have any questions, I am not exactly the best person to answer them. But I'm willing to talk in the comments on anything, you know, if you know someone who has had some experience, let's talk. If you have had some experience, let's talk. If not to me, then, you know, to each other. It's always better to learn what can be happening rather than not know. Because not knowing can be very, very scary. So, you know, learn things. Do your research. Pick up books. Look online. Talk to your doctor. If you're having trouble and you have not been diagnosed, talk to your doctor. Don't act like this is a big issue that you have to hide. It is not. It is normal women's health. And it is okay. There are answers. So that has been my big discussion. And I feel a bit silly for feeling weird about putting it out there. I know there's so many women that deal with it on a day-to-day basis, even more so than I do. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to keep up to date on all the videos. And remember to free the feral wildflower in you. Bye-bye!